Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on TV 33. Join me, Barry Ross, on Mixing It Up. We'll feature informative community organizations that will offer solutions to Wayne County residents in reference to employment, safety, and security within neighborhoods, job training, education, and mentoring programs. Remember, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Join me, Barry Ross, Mixing It Up on TV 33. Good evening and welcome to Mixing It Up. My name is Barry Ross. We broadcast to you live on TV 33, Comcast 20, and Comcast 90 in Detroit. You can also catch us online, www.tv33whpr.com. We encourage you to get involved. This is a community station. Please call us. These are all 313-868 numbers, 0351 0342 4336. They generally roll across the screen, but we want you to know we invite you. We'd appreciate the calls. We need your input. We want you to get involved. Engage yourself in the community. Also, this show is always available. If you go on Facebook, Mixing It Up with Barry Ross, there's a video spot. You just hit videos and you go in, and all my shows are archived. You can also go in barryross.org on my website, and of course on YouTube, ROSSBD51. As I said, I want to welcome everybody to the show tonight, and many of you might know that I am more than upset at the way that the Detroit Police Department has been disregarding families in the city who have not been getting return phone calls in regards to their loved ones being murdered. And I have to tell you, if my son or my daughter or my mother or my father got murdered, I want some answers. And I want to know that the Detroit Police Department needs to be accountable. We hired you. I have offered several times to set up a panel to return these calls to these families. I want to help. I offered to get some volunteers to do this. I have a family of sisters here tonight. I have Henrietta Palmer, and Tiffany Green. Their brother was senselessly murdered June 7th of this year on 7 Mile and Van Dyke, right near the C-Note Lounge. Now, the police department has stated that this case is now a cold case. I'm not surprised. And I want to help her in this regard. There's a $2,500 cash reward. Crime Stoppers is putting it out. And Crime Stoppers has a 1-800 speak out number. All the phone calls are anonymous. They go into Montreal. They have no idea who you are. I'm going to have the sisters on in a couple minutes. I also want to welcome to the show tonight Miss Ronelle Cunningham and her friend, Reverend. I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to get back to her name in a minute because I don't have it handy. Mona, what is her last name? Reverend Mona McCullum. I also have tonight Reverend Mayowa from the Fellowship Chapel, who is a dynamic pastor, minister. She teaches dance, she mentors children, and she cares what's going on in the city. So she takes over my show for the next couple of weeks. I'm proud to have her. I'm going to take a call real quick, and then I'm going to get back. Good evening. You're on the air. Hello?
Love the show. Wanted to get quickly to talk to Malik, but Mr. Ross.
Minister Shabazz's show is over. Can I help you?
Yeah, I know. No, I just wanted to say great program to you and hello. And you've met me before in person. This is Paul. Really quickly, just tell Hodo hi and come out on Monday night, Bert's Place. I couldn't make it last night, but it's a great place to show up. Hodo's in charge of it.
I can't hear you, sir. You're not speaking loud enough.
Hello. I'm just checking in. I love your show.
Thank you very much.
There. Say hi, hello to Hodo.
Okay, Hodo, you hear that?
Show up on Bert's Place on Monday night. And the Lions, talk to the Lions about losers, okay? I'm just watching a great program right now.
Okay, thank you very much.
You know what's up? African Easy Silk. Let's get some soap and put it in the Lions' mouth. I'm talking for Mary. Tell Hodo knows all about it. First place, Monday night.
Thank you. I didn't quite understand that. Listen, if you haven't been living in a cave and you're aware of what's going on in the city, how could you possibly be pleased with the performance of our mayor? The lack and disregard for life, for lighting, for services. If I gave you a list of all the different aspects of public service that have been cut and suffering over the past few years, you wouldn't even believe it. Within the last 2 years, we've lost 700 lives to murder in the city of Detroit, and over 75% of these have not been solved. There's a recall out for Mayor Dave Bing. Whether this recall is satisfied or not, the point is that everybody gets on board and gets engaged, and you join us together in this fight to make sure that these politicians, whoever we elect, that are accountable and that they have to answer to us. We put you in office, you need to provide the services that are due us. I don't care what the economy's like. During the Depression, they had lights on in the city of Detroit. During the Depression, we had police. The libraries are closing. The lighting, the schools, the murders, the abandoned houses. It goes on and on and on. So we encourage you to pay attention to what's going on in the city. There's a recall. The petitions are going to be available at this station. And we encourage you just to be involved, take part in the city, and you need to get involved and make a difference, because I'm going to tell you something. I cannot understand how anybody can drive to work with blinders on and not see the level of despair that's going on in this city. The garbage on the streets that's not being cleaned up. House after house after house is abandoned. Do you know right now we have 23 to 25 serial rapists that are actively going on in the city right now? 23 to 25 serial rapists that are out in Detroit right now. You're a mother, you come home from work, you want to go grocery shopping, you're afraid to come back into your own house. That's not what it's all about. And I have here in front of me the Detroit City Charter. It is our inalienable right that you are entitled to services and protection in the city of Detroit. It's in here. Our mayor, as far as I'm concerned, is in violation of many infractions of the law by not providing the services that you are so entitled to. And I hope that things change pretty soon. I'm going to take one more call. We're going to get to our guests in a minute. Good evening. You're on the air. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, a little. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How can we help you?
I'm all right. I had previously looked at Bishop Shabazz show,
Uh-huh.
and he had on the Crime Stoppers where this sister came on and was pleading for help for her sister who got shot in a car, and the door was open, and they shot the baby in the baby, and the boyfriend knows something about it, or knows something. He's still living. Now, why can't they pick? To me, they ought to question him. He don't want to talk to the family no more. He don't want to even be called no more. So why can't they talk to him? That might be solved through that, because evidently he knows something, and he was her boyfriend. So they really need to, that don't sound right, sir. That's all I'm saying when I sit here and listen to it. Get the boyfriend, question him, give him a lie detector test. I look at a lot of ID, yeah, but give him a lie detector test, because he knows something. He don't even want the family to communicate no more. So thank you. That's all I got to say, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't
Bye-bye.
comment on this case. I don't recall when this case was. But what I do have to say is that a lot of times that the police call these cases cold, and they don't go out and investigate them any further. And it's a shame. I've known of cases where men haven't actually gone out and started an arrest warrant for a person of interest and they knew who they were. Listen, the minister and I and Robert Robinson from It Takes a Village, we started the Ivory Ivy Emergency Children's Fund. Now, originally, this was for the little baby a couple years ago that died in a fire. Remember when they sent out a fire engine with no water hookup and no ladder, and she was on the second floor in her home all alone, and she died from smoke inhalation? Well, the family could not afford to bury her. So we started this fund. We have decided now, we got very little participation, we have decided now to broaden our scope, that any child that's from a day one, just born, up until 18 years of age, that we want to help with the funeral if the family's in financial distress. So we need donations. We have very little money in account, and I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you that you need to get involved. We need to start helping these families out. A lot of times these bodies just sit around and they don't get put to rest in a timely manner. You can call me, 248-417-9696. You can call the minister, 313-646-3375. This show tonight is brought to you by Sermons Clothes, where always all the suits are buy one, get two free. I just want to make an announcement. This Saturday night at 6 p.m., Martin Jones is spearheading a prayer vigil on the west side of Detroit on Pinehurst at 6 p.m. What's the address? I'm going to get you the address in a minute. Here it is, 14955 Pinehurst. This Saturday night at 6 p.m., a lady was beaten to death. She was robbed, thrown down the basement stairs, and her neck was broken. I'm going to tell you something. What's going on in this city and in our society is beyond reproach. And we have to start working with children a lot younger. And men need to start stepping up. So again, I encourage you, this Saturday night, 6 p.m., 14955 Pinehurst, 6 p.m. Right now, I want to introduce the sisters, and we also have a third sister in the house, and we're going to introduce your sister in a minute, too. This is Tiffany Green, and this is Henrietta Palmer. Ladies, hi. You need to move up a little bit, honey. I want to make sure that they hear you. Your brother was murdered June 7th of this year.
Yes, he was.
And first of all, you have our deepest sympathy.
Thank you.
And from everybody at the station
Thank you.
everybody in the community sends out our love to you, and this is heartfelt. We're sick and tired of hearing about this. Why don't you, what kind of young man was your brother growing up? What was he like?
He was a decent guy. You know, he loved fixing cars, radios, fans, stereos. It didn't matter. You know, he was always a family guy. He loved his sisters and brothers. As he got older and had kids, he was a family guy. He loved his sons.
How many sons did he have?
2.
And how old are they?
10 and 6.
And how are they doing now?
They're doing okay, but it's, you know, hard for
It's
them
really
to cope
hard.
with it.
What are their names? The 2 boys.
Larry's youngest one is Javier. I call him LL because I used to call my brother LL for Larry Love.
Okay.
He was a ladies' man.
All
Ladies
right.
love my brother Larry. But and the other one is Kivari.
Okay, those are beautiful names. We're going to show a flyer in a minute. What do you have to add about your brother, Henrietta?
Well, I can say for starters, like just going back to the childhood, we had a lot of fun together. I'm the eldest of 10 siblings, and you know it was never quiet in the household, but we always had fun, good and bad. And Larry was a jokester, so we had situations where one of the little bros got a hook caught in their head because Larry threw a fishing rod in the house, and just careless jokes. But we all have fun, and he was a decent man. And I know. The last time I had a serious heart-to-heart conversation with Larry, about a year ago, my brother was telling me that he wanted to change his life around, and he was a really good mechanic, self-taught, and we had a conversation about him going to school and getting certified, and maybe years down the line, him opening up his own business, and I thought that was a good idea for him, and I always encouraged that. And, you know, I know that was the last dream that my brother spoke of to me. And whoever took Larry's life, they took that dream away from my brother.
Well, it's great to hear that he had some dreams, and I'm so sorry that they were taken away. What about your parents? Both your parents are still around?
Yes, they are. It's very hard for them both to cope with the situation, especially my father. He's taking it really hard. My brother was a junior, and he was loved by his mother, his father, his sisters, brothers, and his children.
I think what I want to do is maybe tomorrow or the next day, if I can, to call your parents. And I'm going to show the flyer in a minute, but I want to ask you, when this initially happened, can you describe, I know you weren't there, but this was on, tell everybody where it was at. I know you don't have all the details, and then we're going to make a plea.
Okay, far as I know, the information that I have, this incident occurred on East 7 Mile in Van Dyke, right across the street from C Notes Lounge. My brother was brutally murdered, and there was so many people out there who saw what happened to him that night. My brother was failed by the Detroit Police Department. He was also failed by people who was just around. You didn't have to intervene and lose your life, but they watched whatever happened to my brother, and no one has yet to this day to come forward. He was gunned down in his car. He was waiting for someone to come outside of the lounge, C Notes Lounge. He was shot 8 times that night.
Oh my God.
I believe that it was an overkill, and you, to the person responsible to what you did to my brother, God is watching and you will pay. You hurt a lot of people.
Another thing I wanted to add to that situation, not only do we not like how the Detroit Police Department is handling it, how could you refer to that as a cold case file? That just happened, what, about 6 months ago?
In June, yeah.
And I don't like how the news handle it, because me and my family can't even grieve in private because the news made it a public matter or whatever, and that's not an issue. The issue with me is that my brother did not have any life insurance, and the news didn't say anything about that. So to me, it was more so them just needing to fill a time slot, and we went through so much to come up with the funds to put my brother to rest.
That's what I'm talking about that goes on in this city. People don't have it. They generally don't talk about if their family is provided for or not. But you're talking about what they had a press conference at Crime Stoppers?
Yes.
Is that what this was? What, recently or how long ago?
Just October 30th.
That should have been done a long time ago.
The detective would not give me any phone numbers to Crime Stoppers. I had to call in as if I was given a tip and explain my brother's case to even find out who could help me before I was directed to someone to even assist me.
Okay, and I told you, and I commit publicly on TV, that I'm going to call this detective, and if I can't get any answers from him, then I'm going to go a little further, and we want to find out what's going on. This family needs closure. We're never going to bring their brother back, but they certainly want to know that justice is being met. Now, this is the Crime Stoppers flyer. There's a $2,500 cash reward. Now, one of the reasons that families do a press conference is to make it known who was killed, when they were killed, and, money's tight, to say the least. You guys couldn't even bury your brother, barely. There's a $2,500 cash reward. They do not know who you are. Are you hearing me? You got to make that house payment. You got to do whatever you got to do financially. This Crime Stoppers can be the answer. Christmas is coming in a few weeks. You're going to want to provide for your family. Now, was he in a passenger seat?
No, my brother was the driver of his vehicle, and I believe there was an altercation that took place before my brother got into his vehicle and was shot 4 more times in front of so many people.
And this says passenger.
No.
This flyer says passenger. I'm just saying.
I didn't even notice that.
All right, let's take a call, okay?
Okay.
Can we get some tissue? Good evening, you're on the air and mixing it up. Can I help you?
Hello, hi.
Hello?
Can I take a call? Hello?
Yes, hi.
You're on here mixing it up.
I want to call on mixing it up.
You got mixing it up.
Can I call to mixing it up?
Yes, you have it. Have you been watching the show?
Yes, I'm watching it right now.
Okay, you're familiar with who I have on, the 2 sisters of Larry Green that was murdered? Okay, do you have a question or a statement?
No, I want to be on TV. I want to tell them that I'm really sorry about it and everything like that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is that it?
Oh, okay.
Okay, we appreciate your call. This your baby sister?
Yes, Nikila Stoudemire.
Nikila's in the house, another sister. Were there any other siblings? There's the three of you. Was there any other children in the family?
Yes, we have an extended family. My brother has 15 other brothers and sisters.
15.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, we want to give a shout out to the rest of Larry's siblings, and we certainly want to honor. Look at the phone lines. Good evening, you're on the air. Hello? Hi, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you.
That's good. I was trying to get in touch with Mixing It Up.
You have Mixing It Up.
Okay, I wanted to call in regards to Larry Green.
Yes. You have the sisters. Have you been watching the show?
Yes, I'm watching.
Okay. Do you have a question or a statement?
Yes, my sisters. I see them right now. They look so beautiful. I love y'all. This is Modi.
Hey, cut
And
your
I
TV
just
down,
wanna-
please. I'm
Hi,
sorry.
sis.
Ask her to cut her TV down.
Turn your TV down.
She can't hear you. Hey, sister. Can you hear us?
Okay, yes, I can hear y'all.
Cut
I
your
was
TV down.
I love them so much. I hope justice
Phone lines.
comes to. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you need to
Love
cut
you
your
too,
phone, your
sis.
TV down. Okay, go on. Let's go ahead. Is that it?
Okay, and I'm praying for everybody, and y'all just stay safe, and we love y'all so much.
We love y'all too. Later.
Later, dude.
All right, we'll take a couple more calls. Good evening, this is Mixing It Up. You have to turn your TV down, please. Hello? Hello? Good evening, you're on the air on Mixing It Up. How are you? Okay, we got a lot of dead air. What else do you want to say in passing? Why don't you each take a couple minutes? Who wants to go first? You want to go first?
Okay, I just have one request, if at all possible. To the public, please allow me and my family to grieve in peace. It's already hard enough that we really didn't have any privacy about the situation due to it being aired on the news. And, stop being so judgmental and just think for 1 second, if you were in our position, what would you do? Because Larry was not only our brother, he was a father, he was a son, he was a uncle, a cousin, and he was a lot of other great things. And my brother was loved by lots and lots of people. And by his life being cut short, my brother doesn't have a voice anymore to speak, and that's why me and Tiffany and Keila and the other support we have from the family, we partake in these situations and try to take advantage of it. It's a blessing from God. And, because Larry does not have a voice anymore, so his family is his voice, and we're not going to stop speaking until we don't have a voice to speak with.
Hold on. Look at this phone. Good evening, you're on the air. I'm Mixing It Up. How are you? Hello? You have to turn your TV down, sir. You have a question or a comment?
Hello?
Yes, we're here.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm fine. I was calling in regards to Larry Green.
Go ahead. You're
Okay,
watching the
what I
show.
was trying to say is that, hello?
You're watching the show, obviously, right?
Yes, I'm watching the
All right,
show.
you see the sisters?
Yes, I do.
All right, you have a question for them?
Yes, I would like to know, I wanted to make a comment about the Detroit police.
Go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to say that I just don't appreciate how the Detroit police can send somebody for one of their own when they feel like that they're going to commit suicide, but they can't find the murderer or the murderers who did this to Larry. That's not
right.
fair. He got kids out here. He has a mom that's grieving. Of course, his sister's sitting there. And like to the sisters, I love you guys.
Love you too,
I
baby.
pray that justice is served. And I don't appreciate how the Detroit police is not doing anything at all to help justice come to this family.
Thank you very much. I just want to
Thank you.
say, I
love
just
you
want,
guys.
Love you too. Thank you.
I just want to say that there are good police, and that we have. It's hard to be understanding when you're going through this. The morale is bad. The mayor has cut their pay. You know, they've taken a union cut, and they're overworked, and they get to the point where so much of this is going on that it doesn't make it any easier for you to understand. I don't expect you to feel this, but what the police don't have is what we call empathy for the families, for you guys, on what you're going through. That we have so much divisiveness in the city, and one of the reasons is these families keep losing loved ones, and they're not able to put them to rest. And I know what if someone in my family were to get taken out, I definitely would never sleep until I got some results. And you know, I'm committing to getting some answers for you guys wherever I can, and I can do something with the head of homicide, and that's it. I'm going to take one more call. Good evening, you're on the air. They're gone. Keila, do you want to say something? Okay. Come on.
Please,
come around.
everybody, I just want you all who's listening or watching,
Right in behind.
please, let's not let my brother die in
Right
vain.
there's fine.
Speak up.
And
My
thanks for the
brother-
love and support.
My brother was not in the gang. He was not a drug dealer. He was none of them things. He was a brother. He was a father. He was
hard
a
worker.
child.
A hard worker.
Someone's child. Please. You can't stay anonymous. Speak up. 1-800-SPEAK UP. Please. Speak up.
Whoever did this to Larry Green, you have the chance to turn yourself in peacefully and not get hurt and get a fair trial. You need to make an amends. You need to make an amends to this family. There are, I think, 18 siblings in this house, a mother and a father. Look how many people's lives you have altered because of what you've done. And for the people that were out there at 1 in the morning, someone had to
You're
have
just
seen
as
this.
guilty.
Just as we're going to take a couple more calls and we're going to go. Good evening. You're on the air. Hello. You have to turn your. Hello.
Hello,
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine.
How can
I
we
was
help
calling
you?
in for the Larry Green.
Okay.
I'm calling to show my family support. I want to tell y'all that I love y'all. I stand behind y'all 100% in what you're doing. I feel that the Detroit police isn't doing anything about the situation. They just let it go forever. This is not the only case
That's right.
called here in Detroit. But if it was one of their own people, they'll be willing to solve it as soon as possible. Larry was like my brother. I grew up with Larry. Loretta, Tiffany, those are like my sisters. I love them to death. And this is hurting all of us. Like, it's tragic to my whole family.
They wrecked all you guys' lives. Keila, why don't you just say something?
I just want to say to whoever's out there listening, like I said, it can be anonymous. Just call, because if this was your loved one, you would want answers too. We need peace in our heart. We need to sleep at night. So please call 1-800-SPEAK UP. Give a tip, anonymous. Just help us.
We have another call. Should we take it? You guys up to one more call?
You can
Yes.
take it.
Hi, you're on the air with Mixing It Up with the Green and Palmer and
Stoudemire.
Stedemeyer.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? I was
Okay.
just wanted to comment and say, one of the main problems out here is that that CCW law that they passed. Ever since they passed that law there, it's too many guns out here. I mean, I know kids that's 12 years old that has guns, and I just feel as if something needs to be done with that issue because there's too much violence going on out here. Little guys are getting killed like every day, and just wanted to put that comment in there.
I just want to say, just for the record, that whatever statistics that you find out that are for public record are not really reflecting the true amount of murders in the city that don't even make the news. And you know that most of the guns that make it to the streets, I asked Benny Napoleon this, most of them that make it to the streets are from B&Es, believe it or not. And there's a lot of people that are responsible with guns, but they're getting into the wrong hands. All right, I have another call, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to let you guys. Thank you very much for your call.
I'd like to add that I had to walk the streets of Van Dyke and East 7 Mile myself without the Detroit police help to ask and plead for help, or anyone who saw anything or heard anything that night. And for all those who were able to speak and tell me something, I want to thank you. Even though the Detroit Police Department has not yet followed those leads, and they told me that those leads were not important, even though these people heard and saw someone do things to my brother.
You know, in passing, and we're going to close this segment out, I just want to make an offer to your family outside of everything else. I would like to meet with every brother and sister and your parents, if you can all get it together at one time. We can arrange a meeting and talk about some of our options,
Sure.
okay, if you're interested. And our love and sympathy goes out to this family, and you know this is not a rare occurrence in Detroit. Somebody probably just got killed during my show, during this segment, and I'm sorry. I have to pray for the Detroit Police Department. I know there's a lot of good police, but this just isn't getting it. This is not what this family or anybody else deserves. June 7th, Larry Green, murdered, C-Note Lounge, 7 Mile and Van Dyke, just this summer. And the reason this case has come to me, because this actually just made it to Crime Stoppers. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
I don't know why it took so long. I don't know what the circumstances
Because I had to do it myself.
Okay, all right.
That's
Well, you're
why.
not alone now.
Thank you.
Okay, so why don't you guys just stay put for a minute. We're going to take a break, and I'll walk you back to your chairs. Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank
I know this was hard. I mean, I can't say I feel your pain, but I just know I can imagine what you must be going through. So
we want to
we
thank
love
you guys
you.
for the
I know,
opportunity too.
my pleasure. And I mean, I work with Crime Stoppers. I'm sorry that I work with Crime Stoppers, and this keeps coming to myself and the minister. Every other week, we're getting another family, a rape, a murder. Look at the city. This isn't what we're born into America to live like. This isn't what the promise is supposed to be. This isn't supposed to be what our country is supposed to be offering in any city, anywhere.
That's why I only have one child.
All right, we're gonna be right back, and I'm gonna have Renelle and her friend, the Reverend McCullough, on. I'm gonna walk you guys to the seat. Thank you.
1,000 men's suits. And right now at Sermons, you can buy one and get 2 free. Not 1 suit, but 2 free. Buy 1 suit, bring 2 friends. Buy 1 suit, bring 2 relatives. Buy 1 suit, get 2 free. Bring your pastor, your boss, your teacher. Buy 1 suit and get 2 free. Sermons with 90 years of experience, carrying jeans, exotic skin shoes, sets, shirts, leather, sweaters, everything for the well-dressed man. Buy 1 suit, get 2 free. Sermons on Randolph in downtown Detroit.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin.
Did you know that there are over 100,000 abandoned homes within the city of Detroit? If you are tired of abandoned dangerous houses in your neighborhood, please support the Greater Detroit Restoration Project. Please make all checks and money orders payable to the Greater Detroit Restoration Project. The mailing address, 17301 Livernois, Suite 405, Detroit, Michigan, 48221. All donations will help fund the expense of boarding up abandoned homes within the city of Detroit and Highland Park. For more information, contact Barry Ross at 248-417-9696 or Minister Malik Shabazz at 313-646-3375.
You are going to want to check me out first Wednesday of every month. Join me, Barry Ross, remixing it up. It's webtv.com. I'm going to be reporting to you the facts and the truth, the way our society is run in Metro Detroit. 8 p.m., bringing you featured guests in relation to community, education, violence, what's happening on the streets in our town. It's Web TV, Barry Ross, remixing it up. Wednesdays at 8 p.m., the first Wednesday of every month. Remember, remixing it up with Barry Ross. on itswebtv.com.
Hey, come on. Man, what is taking so long? Let's play.
Just getting a number.
Whose number?
Narcotics Anonymous.
Hey, if you need to talk.
No way, it's not for me, it's for my brother. He's constantly wasted. Come on, hoop time. Can you tell me about NA?
Call Narcotics Anonymous. We can help you.
The following program does not reflect the views and opinions of Channel 33, its management, or sponsors. You're watching Power Talk on your community TV station, UHF TV 33, Detroit, Highland Park.
Welcome to Metro Foodland, where you will always find courteous service. Our hardworking staff always gives their all to maintain our dairy fresh and wholesome products, cold cuts, premium meats, and of course, we have some of the freshest produce around. Check out our deli and bistro. We also carry specialty items such as Tanisha Noni, Water Station alkaline water, and much, much more. If we don't have it, just ask, and we'll do our best to get it. Remember to ask how to join our Healthy Rewards Club. Seniors and ladies, always ask for an escort to your vehicle. We'll see you soon at Detroit's own community grocer, Metro Foodland, located at 18551 Grand River. That's 18551 Grand River, near Finkel and the Southfield Freeway. Remember, that's Metro Foodland.
Welcome back to Mixing It Up. I've been reading a favorite poem of mine, and it's so befitting with everything that leaders, politicians, even fathers are trying to accomplish in the way of getting the word across, conveying a message to a group of people or children. I'm just going to read a few paragraphs. I'd rather see a sermon than to hear one any day. I'd rather one should walk with me than merely to show the way. The eye's a better pupil and more willing than the ear. Fine counsel is confusing, but examples are always clear. And the very best of all the preachers are the men who live their creeds. For to see good put in action is what everybody needs. So it's not about what we say to people. It's about if we do what we say. I get on my show, and I'm talking about we need to do this and we need to do that within the community. I'm getting out there. So I'm not going to ask you to do something that I don't do. And fathers, we can't teach our children unless we're examples of what we're trying to convey. I can soon learn to do it if you'd let me see it done. I can watch your hands in motion, but your tongue too fast may run. And the lecture you deliver may be very wise and true. But I'd rather get my lessons by observing what you do. That's how we learn, by watching people. You know, about all the politicians, before they get in office, are making all these promises, and you know, very few keep their promise. They're just trying to get in office. For I might misunderstand you in the fine advice you give, but there's no misunderstanding how you act and how you live. Can you imagine? A man is telling a woman he loves her, but he's never holding her. He's never being tender. He's never coming home when he says. So how are we supposed to feel we're being loved if the person that's telling you they love you aren't showing you love? So we got a mixed message. You know, the men that beat their women and afterwards they tell them they love them, that's pretty messed up. We have to show love more than just say love. You know, once in a while bring home some roses to your wife. Show her. And don't do it after you cheated. Do it just because. Just because. I'm going to read one more thing, and I have these very important ladies here. When I see a deed of kindness, I'm eager to be kind. When a weaker brother stumbles and a strong man, he stays behind. Just to see if he can help him, then the wish grows strong in me to become as big as and thoughtful as I know that friend to be. And all travelers can witness that the best of guides today is not the one who tells them, but the one who shows the way. Now, I got to say, this was 30 years ago someone gave me this. Because they wanted me to see that they were trying to help me and they could show me the way and that they're living it. So, you know, like a father that's telling his son, don't do drugs, and he's sitting there shooting up right in front of him, don't be like your daddy. And I know because my father did that with me. Right now, I have two great women here tonight. I have Renelle Cunningham, and I had Reverend Mona McCullum. And they are representatives from the Northeastern Families Community Center. Is it on Van Dyke?
At Nevada. At Nevada.
Van Dyke in Nevada. And welcome. And this is, if I may, this is Miss Cunningham, and this is Reverend Mona McCullum. And, you know, sometimes I can't even believe I write something down a minute later. I got to look back. But thank you for taking the time to come in here. And this woman here has been coming to observe and learn on Malik's show, in my show, and just to watch. She's impressed. And tonight, I don't mean to bust her, but she gave me a donation. No one has given me a donation for my show in 2 years, and I could almost cry. And it could have been $3. It doesn't matter the amount. She showed she cares. Thank you for coming. And would you like to start? You need to get close to the microphone.
Barry, we are very grateful to be here to represent Northeastern Family Community Center. Reverend Mona and I are also members of Bethel AME Church, and we just had a Noel night, our very first Noel night program, and that was successful. We will have another one next year because this one was our first, and we're looking forward to even do better next year. But we're here tonight to represent Northeastern Family Community Center, where we're tutors for the children in the area. The children are from the elementary and middle schools, as well as those that are just went to high school. They're acting as tutors as well, junior tutors. And we're looking forward to seeing you come in and see exactly what we're doing.
I just want to ask you, do you guys, is this a city-owned building?
It's privately owned.
Privately owned.
Right.
So
we're a non-profit organization.
Okay, now that's very important that you do tutoring and mentoring. Are activities going on there most days during the week? Or is it in the afternoons when kids get out of school, or how does it? What's going on there most of the time?
Currently, on Monday and Wednesday, we have the tutoring program, as well as on Saturdays. There's the Real Love and Life organization. It's facilitated by Felicia and Stephanie.
The young ladies that mentor young
ladies. Dynamic young
women.
Yes,
like a finishing school for young ladies, because not only the young guys wearing their pants down on the knees, the girls need etiquette training, what the do's and don'ts out in public, how to be a lady. The young women today are not shown how to be a lady unless there's a good mom in the house that knows. Yes, Reverend.
Also,
how are you?
Very good.
Thank you for coming.
Even though we don't list it in that manner, we've had help from the Tuskegee Airmen who come and mentor what it means to be a strong, intelligent, dynamic figure for our gentlemen. They're working with them, and even recently, Mr. Roy Cowden is coming.
Roy
and
Godwin.
Roy Godwin's from here.
Roy
Roy's
Godwin
a very
from
good
here
friend of mine.
is coming and helping them learn about how you do media. Entrepreneurship, how to open a business, how to do media from
when
A to
is Roy
Z.
Coming?
He's already come 2 times recently, and he's coming again next week, probably Monday. But we've had, and even opening the center, there were 10 people who got together. How this happened was we managed to get a hold of a building because of the GPA problems that had happened on the MEP test in 2009. So by February of 2010, we gathered a group of 10, plus whoever wanted to volunteer and help us, 10 board members who are still active, and so that we could help tutor from K to 12, and also adults in the evening, sometimes GED. There's Mr. Washington. Like I said, it's a group of 12 of us. We have a few people, about 3 people who help in the kitchen, because we don't feed our children without giving them something, because they come in straight after school hungry, and they can't listen unless you give them a little something. So we give them something to eat, and we teach them math, English, all the grammar, social science, history, and we actually find, when we can, historic people to come in and let them know, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm real, and you can be like me.
I'm just curious now. You might think this might seem odd coming from someone that looks like me, but are they learning black history, black culture?
Yes, but we're not limiting it to that, because this world is made up of people. And so we try to make sure that they know that when we get out here in the real world, we have to be able to be educated in all areas. This is a round world now.
I agree. But what I want to say is, what I've learned thousands of years ago, if those believe that the black man was the first man on earth, that black folks were brain surgeons, archaeologists, building the pyramids, and I believe, and I'm not saying to get all, I'm just discussing, get into all the black power, black consciousness thing, but if black children, African American children, could recognize the greatness of their ancestors, it might inspire them to realize what they really have in them that's never been cultivated. And I have learned this. It's not taught in most, as a matter of fact, most history in general, up north, we're up north, believe that you know, down south they believe they won the Civil War. So everything that's in books is not necessarily the truth. Okay.
Correct, yes. We actually had one young guy who'd been enculturated at home to have a negative image of his color. And that's one of the reasons why we went and got Commander Fowler. We did talk to him before that, and we let him know of our history, of our science. I'm a biochemist.
Really?
So, yes. So
are you a professor at a researcher?
Officially, no, but I, at Wayne State, along with some friends of ours, some of whom helped to get some political moves. We got George Cushionbayer into Congress, and later on Coleman Young. We actually spearheaded getting the black businessmen to finance that and to do it, because we were just children. This was back in the early 70s, but we were like those young girls. We're dying here in the streets, please help us. We were the ones who cried in the tears, please help us, and we got a response. And out of that response, we were able to change what was happening, because we had stress in the Big Four out on the streets back then, and we said, we can't survive this.
You're not my age. I'm 61 years. I'm not asking you to date yourself.
I will be 60 next year.
Oh my God,
yes.
You will look. It's because she's got God in her life.
That's true. Thank
you. You know, I know I don't look 61, but my body inside, I feel 120. I abuse myself. What I want to ask you is, if I may, you have a PhD in biochemistry or a master's?
I won't say it's a PhD. It was a Bachelor of Arts in Biology, okay. But I never stopped studying. I went to move to California for 7 years and type medical records so that I could study everything that was going on in the hospital, so I would understand the human body and health and the medical system and how it affects us in all ways, culturally and physically, because all of these things happen. So I got inside the system, and a key point, because records had to come through my fingertips. I typed everything, so people didn't know how much I was really trying to learn. But
you know,
I was
nowadays,
picking up.
Now, not to interrupt you, but nowadays they're realizing that they also want to heal people spiritually, because when you go to the hospital and you have, you know, it all starts up here.
Yeah.
You know, and I just want to say, what's going on throughout the world is spiritual genocide. We need to start fighting what's going on spiritually. And I don't mean just praying up in a church. We need to figure out some way to deal with what we're dealing with, but it must come. Healing's got to come from within.
It comes. and you just happen to, I'm not here for that reason.
No, I know, and I'm sorry I'm detouring.
You just happen to stumble into what I do every Sunday for the last 12 years, which is volunteer to the spiritual care department of DMC, and I've been there, and I'm in RIM, Rehabilitative Institute of Michigan, and I do a sermon 3 times a month there to help deal with not just the physical healing, but to let them know that a merry heart does good like a medicine. And to institute that, and that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, so that if you believe, God will work. But I believe in that not just in the physical, but in everything, but the human body that he created, mysteriously and wonderfully made, that if we trust him and trust him to help guide the medical staff and everything, that there's a lot fast, better healing. And the reason they've allowed me to do this for all this time is because they know it's working. So spiritually, that's been, I can't be everything and all, but I have stepped up as I know how, and I've got learning to do, as everybody does. But it's just a wonderful, warm thing, and the people come back and volunteer, just like our students come back and teach. We don't just teach, but we teach each and every child to teach, that as you get old enough to be experienced and know more than the younger child, to give back, and they're doing it. And you know, it's like when in the Bible where Jesus healed, and he said, out of the 10, did just one come back? We're getting way more than just one.
That's great. That I just want to say that it never fails when I have a guest to my show. I never have enough time, and I want to delve into all these other aspects. First of all, I want to come there, and I want it. Yes, I wanted you. The reason I asked you if you had a Facebook page. I have 6 of them. I don't use them to say I went to McDonald's at 3 o'clock and I saw Ray on the I use them to network. And I have one of them that's called the Official Detroit Empowerment Movement. It's for any act of government meetings, government protests, murders, trash dumping, anything relative to government that the people need to know. Because we're split. We got one group over here, one group over here. Whatever meetings there are, or whatever bills in Lansing that need support, the average person that cares doesn't know where all this information is. So I wanted to post what you have on this Facebook page so people could see. Nobody in Detroit ever need go without the ability to learn how to read, out to write, educate themselves without a lot of money being spent, doesn't have to be homeless, and doesn't have to have a place to stay at night. There are shelters and there's food for everybody if they want it, if they knew where to get it.
Yes.
And I don't care how bad the economy is. I'm convinced there's enough shelters everywhere. Every church, every shelter can put somebody up for a night. And it's a shame to me that people are not abreast of all the programs that are available, like your tutoring. I think that's phenomenal.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because we partner with City Praise Church, and I say that because on Sunday afternoon, 12:30, City Praise Church meets at the address on Van Dyke in Nevada.
Give them the address.
18040 Van Dyke at Nevada. And also, City Praise Church also provides food distribution on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month. And they have their west location is 16101 Schoolcraft, and that's where you can get fresh produce on the 2nd and 4th Friday of each month. Also, their church service on the west side is at 10 a.m. And I'll repeat that address, 16101 Schoolcraft. And on the east location, it's 18040 Van Dyke.
See, you hearing this, everybody? See, this is too much information for you to remember and write it down even that quick. That's what I'm saying. We need to resource. I just had a thought.
So we'll do it.
If we got MDOT, the buses, to allow somebody that doesn't have money to ride the bus maybe once a day to and fro to maybe where they're at, there's no food available. But on another side of town, they can go catch a meal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a lot of times the homeless people, some of the people get on the bus and they disturb others or whatever. There's a lot of mental illness on the streets that has.
Exactly.
We don't want to see anybody get hurt. So
after John Engler closed
that's
all
right.
of the
programs
for the mentally
and
ill,
the
hospitals,
you got
especially.
It. So we can thank him. We can thank all the Republicans that get in office that so diligently care about the minorities, the poor, and the sick, and the elderly.
Exactly.
There's not enough time. I want to get my next. I'm going to take one. Yeah, go on.
But I'd like to mention that the center is owned and run by Deborah and Kenny Hurd, and the phone number for the center, if you'd like to reach them for events, and we do fundraisers, call this number 673-3213. That's Kenny Hurd or Deborah. Well, no, we better go with Kenny's. 313-373-3213. Those are the owners of the building.
Let me take a quick call, and then we're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening. You're on the air mixing it up with these two great ladies. How are you?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you turn your TV down if it's on?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to. Yes, I can hear you. We was party. Can you turn your TV down? Yes, sir. Yes.
You have a question for our guests?
I had to commend those two young ladies and yourself also because you're spreading a lot of joy, and may the Lord, our Father Jesus Christ, continue to bless them and guide them and continue to give them energy to continue to do what they're doing for the young people as well as the old people. Because if it don't be for the old, it won't be no young. If it don't be the young, we never have nowhere to go and have life to be lifted within us. Now, where is the program located at, my sisters?
18040 Van Dyke at Nevada, and we also have Mr. Rex Campbell doing construction, deconstruction, electronics, and plumbing through the year for adults.
Oh, my God.
That's a training program?
Building and construction, so we can help build the city back up.
Do you have a website for this place? You guys have a website?
If
you don't have a website, you need a website for all these, like yesterday. It's no big deal. Anything else, sir?
Yes. Let me get this number again. Hold on 1 minute, because that's very problem. I need to give that to some young men. And what's the address again?
313-673-2.
313-673.
3213. That's the Northeast Family Community Center.
Can I see that?
And the address is one more time.
18040 18040 18040 Van Dyke at Nevada. It's the northeast corner.
I'm going to be there. 18040 Van Dyke, 313-673-3213.
Thank you, and may God bless you. Y'all continue doing the good work.
And you too. Thank you very much for the inspiration. Also, this Wednesday we will not have the program. We'll not have the program for this Wednesday. However, on Monday we will have a program. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead real quick.
Okay. We also have a repass will be Wednesday. That's why we're not having the program.
What time
and then the rentals are the if you would like to if you would like to host an event.
Just let them call.
If you'd like to host the event, you can call this number 313.
Okay.
We said it.
Which one is that? Is that whose number?
Number.
Deborah?
Same number.
Okay, it's 313-673, same number, 3213.
Okay. That's Deborah to ask for?
That's Kenny.
Kenny. Ask for Kenny.
I have to close this out. I have another guest.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I never have enough time. Stay. We're going to take a short break, and the one and only Reverend Maiwa is going to knock you out, so make sure you got a comfortable seat, and you call into her show. We're going to help with the phone lines tonight. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back with Reverend Maiwa and her guest.
Oh,
Okay.
1,000 men's suits. And right now at Sermons, you can buy one and get two free. Not one suit, but two free. Buy one suit, bring two friends. Buy one suit, bring two relatives. Buy one suit, get two free. Bring your pastor, your boss, your teacher. Buy one suit and get two free. Sermons with 90 years of experience, carrying jeans, exotic skin shoes, sets, shirts, leathers, sweaters, everything for the well-dressed man. Buy one suit, get two free. Sermons on Randolph in downtown Detroit.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin.
Did you know that there are over 100,000 abandoned homes within the city of Detroit? If you are tired of abandoned dangerous houses in your neighborhood, please support the Greater Detroit Restoration Project.
Please make all checks and money orders payable to the Greater Detroit Restoration Project. The mailing address, 17301 Livernois, Suite 405, Detroit, Michigan, 48221.
All donations will help fund the expense of boarding up abandoned homes within the city of Detroit and Highland Park. For more information, contact Barry Ross at 248-417-9696 or Minister Malik Shabazz at 313-646-3375.
You are going to want to check me out first Wednesday of every month. Join me, Barry Ross, remixing it up. It's webtv.com. I'm going to be reporting to you the facts and the truth, the way our society is running in Metro Detroit. 8 p.m., bringing you featured guests in relation to community, education, violence, what's happening on the streets in our town. It's Web TV, Barry Ross, remixing it up. Wednesdays at 8 p.m., the first Wednesday of every month. Remember, remixing it up with Barry Ross on itswebtv.com.
Hey, come on. Man, what is taking so long? Let's play.
Just getting a number.
Whose number?
Narcotics Anonymous.
Hey, if you need to talk.
No way, it's not for me, it's for my brother. He's constantly wasted. Come on, hoop time. Can you tell me about NA?
Call Narcotics Anonymous. We can help you.
The following program does not reflect the views and opinions of Channel 33, its management, or sponsors. You're watching Power Talk on your community TV station, UHF TV 33, Detroit, Highland Park.
Welcome to Metro Foodland, where you will always find courteous service. Our hardworking staff always gives their all to maintain our dairy fresh and wholesome products, cold cuts, premium meats, and of course, we have some of the freshest produce around. Check out our deli and bistro. We also carry specialty items such as Tanisha Noni, Water Station alkaline water, and much, much more. If we don't have it, just ask, and we'll do our best to get it. Remember to ask how to join our Healthy Rewards Club. Seniors and ladies, always ask for an escort to your vehicle. We'll see you soon at Detroit's own community grocer, Metro Foodland, located at 18551 Grand River. That's 18551 Grand River, near Finkel and the Southfield Freeway. Remember, that's Metro Foodland.
Good evening, Detroit, Highland Park. You're watching TV 33 WHPR, Detroit, Highland Park. The call-in numbers are 868-0342, 868-0351, and 868-4336. As always, I give thanks and praise to the Creator. I give thanks and praise to God for this opportunity, for my family whose love sustains and nurtures me, for my ancestors who believed in a better and brighter future for me that I now partake in. I give thanks for this opportunity. I give thanks to my brother and friend, Barry Ross, for giving me this moment of time to share with you and this opportunity. My brothers and my sisters, as always, we have a lot of serious work to do to transform our community, and it begins with self-transformation. There are two things that I want to bring your attention to briefly, and then I want to share with you someone that's here in Detroit that is a jewel among us, a sage in our midst that will be the answer to the question, what shall we do? First, I want to tell you that it is unacceptable that a 70-year-old woman who was taking out her trash earlier this week on Pinehurst Street near Finkel, some young men approached her and offered her assistance. They then forced their way into her home, beat her, robbed her, threw her down some stairs, and she is now an ancestor. This is unacceptable, Detroit. We are coming together this Saturday, 12 noon, on Pinehurst and Finkel, and we will rally for peace. And I am tired of coming together for these kinds of gatherings, but we will do it until it ends. And so we must say to our children that this is unacceptable. We have gone too far with the pendulum from corporal punishment, which was a replication of our slave masters of beating and punishing, to not discipline our children at all. And now they have no direction and they have no concept of respect and love and honor for our elders. Our elders in the city of Detroit should not live in fear. This is not acceptable. And if you want to come out and join us and stand for peace and then go home and live in peace, we invite you to come out. We invite you to engage young people when you see them standing idly, to engage them to be a part of the community, because we cannot throw them away and then expect for them to respect us. We have to embrace them. We have to love them. We have to heal them in order to heal our city. Secondly, I want to tell you that there's a lame duck legislation in the Michigan State Legislature. They are attempting to pass bills that overturn the electorate. Put it like this: you voted on November 6th. We ended the emergency manager law. However, they are trying to pass other legislature, other bills that would circumvent the will of the people. That is not acceptable. Call your local state representative who is in Lansing representing you and tell them enough is enough. It's unacceptable. Restore our public schools. Remove this state takeover, because be clear, whatever has been done to the school district will happen to the city if the people do not unite. And so I said that we have the answer to the question, because every time I come to you with a positive message. And that message tonight, my brothers and sisters, is that we are blessed to have in our midst a healer, an author, a lecturer, a midwife, a mother, a cook, an internationally known, world-renowned woman of spirit. And that is Queen Afua from Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn's own Queen Afua is here in Detroit, living in the city of Detroit for 1 year to help to create, foster, and nurture a city of hope, because we must have hope, and we can transform our community by transforming our lives. She wrote the book Heal Thyself, Sacred Woman, and City of Wellness. So tonight, won't you welcome my guest and her host, hosted by none other than Detroit's own Dr. Jesse Brown, the owner of Detroit Holistic Center for 25 years. Whenever you really wanted to get serious about your healing, he's been there for you to show you the way and the light. Welcome.
Oh my, thank you so much for the warm welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you
That's
so
incredible.
much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
yes.
you.
And thank you
So
for the great work.
there are people who may know you, Queen Afua, but I just want them to understand the significance of your work, that this is your life's work.
Yes, it
you have
is.
been healing women in particular, men, children, and families for years. There are people all over the world that have come to Brooklyn to
Yes.
sit at your feet and learn of your holistic approach of sustainability, of healing. And when you heal, you say when you heal a woman, you heal a nation.
Yes.
When you heal a family, you heal a community. And so I want you to just talk to us a little bit about your work, and then specifically your vision for what you bring to us here in Detroit. So we are so honored to have you.
It is my honor indeed. Actually, I have been coming to Detroit for approximately 20 years. And each time I came, it was because I had a book, another book that was written. And who was inviting me and bringing me in was Dr. Jesse Brown.
Yes.
And so, actually, my son, I raised my children to be a vision. And in raising them to be a vision, when the vision comes to me from them, I have to listen.
Yes.
So my youngest of the three, he is a freedom fighter for wellness. His name is Ali the Great. And he had a vision. Dr. Jesse was coming through New York, and he stayed with us for about 3 days, our family. And he said, Mom, when Dr. Jesse Brown goes back, you need to be prepared to go to Detroit and work with him hand in hand.
Oh, wow.
And I heard him, and then I said, but I'm on another path, and we've been working together through the years. But 30 minutes to an hour of meditation and prayer, because he came with a clear vision, I said, I'm willing. I'm willing to take the journey. And then I was prepared to hear the guidance. So I heard the spiritual guidance. I thought it was one thing, but it was something else. 3 weeks, or actually 2 weeks in preparing to come, as Dr. Jesse Brown was on his way to pick me up, I said, I got the vision. I got the clearest vision. And I said, I will work together, because he has the only licensed therapy center in the world, in the African world.
Yes.
And so I wanted to support him in building that up and growing that. And with our years together, that's about 60 years, we can make anything happen.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So wellness. And through the colon therapy, that would link us to all forms of holistic medicine. So a few weeks in, I heard the vision. The next level was, I am coming to Detroit to partner with Dr. Jesse Brown and other like practitioners of wellness, that Detroit, we name and claim as the global model city of wellness.
Woo! Did you hear that, Detroit? As the global model city of wellness.
Now, take in mind, I have been traveling for the last 5 years with my sons from city to city. We went to 26 cities. But this city is the city that took root. It was ready. And so when I spoke to Dr. Jesse Brown, he said, that's it. We connected. And then through Dr. Keffer, we were able to come to her holistic program, and then I announced it to about 200 people, both of us together. This is what we're coming to do. And everyone stood up and just cheered. So I knew this was the place to make it happen. And we are right now making it happen.
We are. You know, it's so awesome. We hear the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yes.
And certainly I feel that our city is a ready, fertile ground for a real healing. And that healing this time to take root as a transformational resurrection of a holistic mindset that feeds the mind, body, and spirit in a respectful way. Because only when we do this will we be able to abort the madness that we are inundated with. But I always think it's so critical and important to know that there is an answer. There is another way. There is an alternative. But soon the alternative will be the answer. More and more the medical profession and other professions that have been mainstream are now looking at the holistic ways.
Absolutely.
And viewing it as the alternative or as a partner because they have witnessed the miracles of a person who will fast for 21 days and those cancer cells disappear. Of someone who gets colon therapy because Dr. Jesse Brown, his center, the Detroit Holistic Center, over 20 years ago when I returned to Detroit and I needed to transform my life, I found myself on Dexter Avenue receiving colon therapy. So our friendship has lasted these years. Dr. Brown, is there something you would like to say as it relates to this city of wellness, this global model? Because we are excited. We are so excited to give the people an answer to what can be our transformation into greatness.
Well, these are exciting times because Detroit is a city of first anyway. You know, when we look at the roots of the Underground Railroad and our freedom being here and the history of the Shrine of the Black Madonna and the freedom movement in Mother Parks being here and making her home here and just so many things that started in Detroit. Motown we're known for. We haven't always been known for our health and wellness. In fact, there are many health disparities in things that we are known for that have not been good. So this is, as Queen Afua says, ripe opportunity in the fertile ground with the movement of the food and the urban gardening,
Yes.
with the consciousness that's here. And we believe that if it can happen anywhere in the United States, if it happens in Detroit, it can happen anywhere. And so we met with the Surgeon General, the U.S. Surgeon General, shortly after Queen got here, and she was one who also said that we've got to take on a more holistic approach to health. It takes the entire community.
Yes.
And so with our meeting with people with, from the hospital system, whether medical or holistic and all throughout the community, the consensus is the same, is that it's going to take all of us, it's going to take the community, it's going to take each one of us. It's going to take that healer in every home.
That's right.
It's going to take the people in their kitchens, in their gardens, in their communities, in their schools, everywhere, in order to uplift the community and transform that. So that violence and those things that are going on as well is a byproduct of us not nurturing ourselves and nurturing each other, and having that respect as well.
Awesome. I'm just so excited because I followed your work. I've read your books. I have sister circles of friends that, when we need to get back on track, we'll find our way in Sacred Woman, and we're reading it together, and we're working together. And so I understand the significance of your presence here. And I know that the way the Spirit of God moves in you is with such humility and grace. And it's so awesome to be in your presence, but also how gracious. I've seen you at conferences, and it's time for you to go. But people have questions, because when you open it up, when they see how simple it is to live a life that our ancestors lived, because they lived off the land, to see that life. We have a caller. Okay, we're going to take one caller because our time is running short. But I'm just so excited, and I hope that Detroit, we understand that our time here and that we take advantage of the opportunity to heal ourselves. Caller, you may chime in.
Yes.
Speak up a little.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Hi, hello, sisters and brothers. This is Sister Adelia. And I just wanted to say to Queen Afua, thank you so much for coming and becoming a global model city of wellness supporter for Detroit. And I also wanted to thank you for your Man Heal Thyself book, because I really, really feel that is something that should be highlighted tonight so that some of the brothers can prepare to make some healthy steps towards healing their mind, body, and spirit, because the spirit of a man is important. And sometimes brothers think only money is important. And I really would appreciate it if you could make mention of that particular book and let them know where they can come and start becoming a part of the program in Detroit, that you're here with Dr. Brown. And we can start doing some promotion for that particular population, because the brothers need some help with healing their spirit.
Okay.
And it's not just always about money. So thank you for being here, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Delia. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, we didn't have that book on the table, but certainly the Heal Thyself book for the men is important, because that's the reciprocity. That's the balance. We have to have balance. We have to have ma'at. And when a man is ready to make that change, the whole household may get on board. The whole household. And we know that we change one family at a time, one community at a time. We can certainly transform our city. But we are honored to have you in our presence. We know that you can be reached at the Detroit Holistic Center. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Let me give that number very quickly, because I know time is running short. You can reach them at the Detroit Holistic Center at 313-538-5433. And that's 538-LIFE, because we want to live. And I want to make a correction about the rally for Ms. Reed at 14955 Pinehurst at 6 p.m. on Saturday. 14955 Pinehurst at 6 p.m. We're going to come together. We're going to pray. We're going to pray for her family. I didn't know they were releasing names, because I know we're going to pray for her family. We're going to pray for healing. And we're going to pray for our young people. We cannot continue to ostracize, and we have to heal them. We have to heal ourselves first, though, and we have to believe in peace. And so I had a lot more we wanted to share. Maybe Barry let me come back next week. But we certainly want you to get connected to what the work of the Detroit Holistic Center. We want you to get connected to what Queen Afua is here in Detroit doing. And then we want you to make a commitment. As we approach the new year, as we approach Kwanzaa and the first fruit of our harvest, as we transition into this new year, we always make resolutions. But this time, let's make a transformation. Let's make a change. And let's change for the better. Because as much as we talk about the problems and the issues, I want to let you know that we have some solutions. And that solution is to heal yourself and for Detroit to become the global model for healing and wellness. Because a prayer for Detroit, which you can go online on Facebook or YouTube and get a prayer for Detroit, where we prayed in the epicenter of Detroit at the Repertory Theater. We did a prayer for Detroit because a prayer for Detroit and healing for Detroit is healing for the world. Absolutely. We are the microcosm. We are the leaders. Whatever happens in Detroit is going down in the rest of the world. So we thank you for tuning in. God bless you, and we love you.
Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on TV 33. Join me, Barry Ross, on Mixing It Up. We'll feature informative community organizations that will offer solutions to Wayne County residents in reference to employment, safety, and security within neighborhoods, job training, education, and mentoring programs. Remember, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Join me, Barry Ross, Mixing It Up on TV 33.
1,000 men's suits. And right now at Sermons, you can buy one and get two free. Not one suit, but two free. Buy one suit, bring two friends. Buy one suit, bring two relatives. Buy one suit, get two free. Bring your pastor, your boss, your teacher. Buy one suit and get two free. Sermons with 90 years of experience, carrying jeans, exotic skin shoes, sets, shirts, leather, sweaters, everything for the well-dressed man. Buy one suit, get two free. Sermons on Randolph in downtown Detroit.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin.
Did you know that there are over 100,000 abandoned homes within the city of Detroit? If you are tired of abandoned, dangerous houses in your neighborhood, please support the Greater Detroit Restoration Project.
Please make all checks and money orders payable to the Greater Detroit Restoration Project. The mailing address, 17301 Livernois, Suite 405, Detroit, Michigan, 48221.
All donations will help fund the expense of boarding up abandoned homes within the city of Detroit and Highland Park. For more information, contact Barry Ross at 248-417-9696 or Minister Malik Shabazz at 313-646-3375.
You are going to want to check me out first Wednesday of every month. Join me, Barry Ross, remixing it up. It's webtv.com. I'm going to be reporting to you the facts and the truth, the way our society is run in Metro Detroit. 8 p.m., bringing you featured guests in relation to community, education, violence, what's happening on the streets in our town. It's Web TV, Barry Ross, remixing it up. Wednesdays at 8 p.m., the first Wednesday of every month. Remember, remixing it up with Barry Ross on itswebtv.com.
Hey, come on.
Program does not reflect the views and opinions of Channel 33, its management, or sponsors. You're watching UHF TV 33, Detroit Highland Park.
If you have a drain problem, call the drain expert, Arrow Drain Company. After cleaning your drain, we'll treat your system to help break down fats, oil, grease, and household waste. This treatment helps prevent clogging, harmful sludge buildup, and helps to stop unpleasant odors in your drain. This product contains natural ingredients, is safe for all plumbing, and is non-corrosive. It won't harm plastic, metal, or porcelain. Use this product once every month. This treatment is free. For further information, call 248-894-0635. Arrow Sewer and Drain Cleaning.